welcome, everybody. I am so excited. I am so excited for the premiere of this episode of this podcast tonight. Thank you all for tuning in and taking the time out of your schedule and have your presence here with me as we take this journey down the life of Latrice. This space is not just about me. I will be touching on so many different avenues. We're going to be going up some avenues. We're going to be going up some streets. We're going to be hitting some lanes, some highways, some byways. We're going to be going in some one-way streets and some two-way streets. So I ask that you continue to tune in and take this journey with me. I say thank you, welcome you all. I'm not going to call no names out because I know so many people and I don't want to leave anyone out. So welcome. You have been invited. This is a invitation for you, not just you and plus one, this for you and plus all. So I'm going to ask you to share, share, share. And when you share, what I will ask you to do, this is an umbrella, right? So we had three components that I need you all to do. I don't need you to do one without the other. I need you to do all three. And at least when you do these three, you only gonna have to do one of them one time. But the other two, you're gonna have to do every time. So what I need y'all to do is subscribe, leave a comment, and share. Please do not do one without the other. They all work together. They are components. So you will have to what? Subscribe, leave a comment, and share. Please do all three. Share with your family, your friends, your co-workers. Please get this out there. Share, 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 subscribe, and leave a comment. Even if you leave one word, leave a comment, a sentence. Please leave a comment. So we are going to subscribe, leave a comment, and share. So I thank you all again for tuning in. I am nervous, but I am excited to get the message out. This platform is not just dedicated to me. It's dedicated to you all too, because we all have a story. We all been traumatized in some type of way. My trauma may not be your trauma. My trauma may not be identical to yours, but we all have suffered some type of trauma. And this space is for you to release and get your message out there as well. Now you will see across the screen, you'll see all of my platforms. I would like for you all to go on my website to register, give your information. If you would like to come on this platform as a guest, please go on my website. You will see it coming across the screen. If you miss it, always go back to get that information. Please go on there and give me your information. I don't care if you work for a company, if you have your own business. It have a note section in there, a comment. If you like to come on this platform to be a guest, leave that comment. And whatever type of business or work you do, leave that in the comment or in the note area as well. I would like to reach out to you. Not only is my website going to have merch, I will be having merch on there. I do have my book on there as well. So please go on the website and purchase your book, Saved by Grace, A Journey of Survival, Healing, and Forgiveness. I have it in the softback, hardback, and now I have it on audio. Yay! So let's give it up for the audio. So I know we are all busy in our schedules, right? I know we are all busy. So now you can get the audio and listen to the book. This is no more than like a 3 hour read, right? I did not want to put everything in one book. I'm going to give y'all a journey of my life, and this is just from the womb. This is just the beginning. I have plenty more to come. So I need you to stay in tune, stay in touch, and continue to take this journey with me. Do not just get the book. Don't just buy the audio, but get the book too. Why did I say that? because this book, look at the front of this book. Look at the graphic. Look at the cover. The book and the cover, it tells the story already before you even get into the book. And the reason I'm telling you to get this book, because you never know what you're going to win by having this book. I will be doing some drawings. I put some codes, I put some numbers, I put some dates, I put some addresses in these books that I already sold. So I will be drawing and giving winners. You may win more than what you paid for the book. Um, Gift this book. Gift this book. And if you know any therapists, psychiatrists, if you know any physicians, anybody, please share this with your connects, with your resource. Share this link, share this podcast to those that you are in touch with. Drug addiction program, alcoholism programs, youth programs, schools. Please share this podcast and this book. This book I will be giving gifts off of. If you bought your book off of Amazon and I did not sign your book or put a number or anything in your book, don't worry. You will not be left out. I will be having a book signing, and you can bring your book at the book signing, and I will put a code in there for you. So you will not be left out of the drawing. Now let's talk about the giving. This is not a paid podcast, but I'm not charging y'all, but I am asking you all to please donate. You will see my cash app on the screen. Please donate to this platform. Not only do I do this, but I give back. Okay, give back in the community. This platform, give back in the community. We feed the homeless, we feed the youth, we have free summer youth program. We give back to the community, so your donation will help keep that alive, to keep feeding people, keep clothing people, keep giving people hats and coats and blankets and even mattresses. Okay, so I ask you all please to donate. I don't care what you donate, and you don't have to. It's not a force. Don't think, oh, I ain't coming on because she wants some donations. No, please come on. Get the information, get educated, and get healed, delivered, and set free. I will have a lot of resources. If you are in desire of writing your own book, if you're looking for a publisher, I have publishers that I work with. If you're looking for a photographer, I have quite a few photographers. So just connect with me on my website. You will see all the information coming through. So even if you have a penny, I know we walk past pennies, we throw them down, we don't want them because we think they don't add up. That penny can feed someone. I'm gonna have a penny. I have a penny donation, a penny drive where I'm collecting pennies. All amount count, all add up, and someone can be fed or clothing off that penny. So, with that being said, let's get into welcome again. Welcome to Saved by Grace. I'm excited, y'all. Nervous, yes, but excited for today. Saved by Grace, let's talk about it with Latrice Crawford. A space for real talk, real recovery, and real grace. Not only are we going to be taking this journey down my path, but you will be receiving some nuggets, some spiritual nuggets, some scripture nuggets. You will be receiving prescription from me. I call my scripture prescription. So it's free. You don't need no insurance. You don't need no life. You don't need no health insurance to get this prescription prescribed. Okay, you don't to get it filled. You don't need it. It's free, because if it wasn't for God, and y'all will hear me say Yah, that's God. Y'all will hear me say Yah, that's God. Y'all will hear me say Yahshua, that's Jesus or Christ. So I will not be able to do this without him. I have to give him all credit, all power, and all grace and mercy unto him. I have to give him his highlight, because if it wasn't for him, this would not be going on. I am saved by grace because of my Father. I will be dropping some nuggets on this podcast as well, giving y'all some spiritual nuggets, because he is the reason I'm breathing. He gave me life. He did not allow last night to be my last night, or yours if you're tuning in. So I am grateful to have him as a source of my life. So I just wanted to drop that nugget on you all too. So I welcome you again and again and again. Like I said, this invitation is for you and all. So please share. Today I'm going to be sharing the heart behind my book, Saved by Grace. This is not a polished story, it's a honest story. It's a honest one. My story began before birth. It shared and started at conception, decision made between two people. It started before I had a voice. It shaped my journey, and now I refuse to sugarcoat anything. My truth is coming out. And why did I say I'm not sugarcoating anything? I'm not sugarcoating the truth. And this is not to shame my parents or shame anyone or to even shame me. But I'm no longer sugarcoating anything. You know, growing up, and I'm quite sure you all can relate, what goes on in my house, stay in my house. Nah, no more. What goes on in your house needs to come out of your house. That's where healing begins, forgiveness start. What goes on in your house come out of your house. At one time, I did not want to tell my story. Why? Because I felt like I was going to be putting my parents' business out there. Truth be told, my parents made their business my business. So I am no longer being ashamed of the truth, because my truth is going to help someone else's truth. It's so many of us are hiding behind the curtain. We are hiding behind our trauma. We are hiding from fear of what others may say and think of our past trauma, our situations, our background, our family dynamic. We are no longer hiding. We are no longer caring what other people think or say about us, because trust me, when you open up your mouth and start telling your testimony and your story, you don't realize how many lives that you're going to impact and souls that you can get saved through our Father. When they see the mercy God has given unto you and saved you, they will realize there is a Most High Yah, there is a God, there is grace, that it is forgiveness. So, with that being said, why did I write this book? I had so many people call me and ask me, Tracy, why did you, they called me, they text me, they even asked me in person, why did you write Saved by Grace? I wrote Saved by Grace to tell the truth and release the shame and to heal. That's why I wrote Saved by Grace. And they asked me, how much time did it take you to write Saved by Grace? How long did it take you? Truth be told, all my 50 years, my story was already written from the womb, but it's been on the table of my heart for a long time. To actually put it together and decide to come out of hiding, I didn't do it on my own. I started, I stopped, I started, I stopped. I tore the paper up, I burnt the paper up, I flushed the paper down the toilet, I cried. I just did not want to deal with the hurt and pain and the trauma of thinking about all the things that have occurred in my life from the womb up to adult. So, with that being said, I had buried the pain so deep that I could not unbury the trauma and the pain. I couldn't. I tried. I did not have a shovel long enough to unbury it. I tried over and over again until I built my relationship with Yah, until I lay prostrate on the floor, cried, wrestled with him, surrendered, built my relationship, fast and prayed. That was the only way I was able to hear him when I got in that space of building my relationship, blocking everything out, blocking people out, work out, situations, running to people, rescue, ripping and running until I got into that quiet space with him and allow him to deal with me and speak to me and study his word. That's when it all happened. Trust me, I tried it on my own. I could not do it without him. He started revealing things to me, things that I had buried that I could not unbury. He started resurfacing things. Did I cry? Yes. Was I hurt? Yes. And that's what I was afraid of. I didn't want to feel that pain, but I felt the pain anyway. So I don't know what I was truly running from. But he made me deal with the trauma, face the trauma. So that's the only way I was able to get through this book. It took me 5 years to put it together and to release it. Now let's talk about my mother, the drug use during her pregnancy with me. I was born addicted to cocaine. Pain, crying, shaking constantly, with withdrawals, and neonatal absence syndrome. That is NAS. That did not stop at infancy. I will be reading from my book on some of the episodes. I will be reading some parts out of my book sometimes. And what I will be naming these parts out of my book that I will be sharing with you all. And I encourage y'all, please, to go get the book. The book have coloring pages. It had curriculums in here. It have a page in here where you can actually write to your children, a letter to your children or your child. So I encourage you to go get this book. So I will be reading to you all just this little part. And what I will be naming this is going to be called Grace Moments on different episodes. This is coming out of chapter 1, In the Womb. Before I opened my eyes to this world, my body knew pain. It was not the nurturing warmth of a mother's love that I felt in the womb. It was the pull and poison of addiction. Cocaine coursed through my tiny veins, shaping my first experience of life, while other babies grew in a cocoon of safety. I was introduced to a chaotic battle that defined my early moments. Even in the midst of her struggles, my mother loved me. She did not wake up one day intending to harm her child. Addiction does not ask for permission. It invades, it takes, and it destroys. Yet my mother fought to love me through it all. That love was real. It was imperfect and often overshadowed by the grip of addiction, but it was there. Despite her battle with drugs, she tried her best to nurture me in the best way she could. My father, and I do apologize. I have sinus, so y'all will be seeing me. And those who know I keep a rag or tissue, that was just a commercial break. My father impact at conception. Conception involved two people. Fathers are not exempt, even when it's uncomfortable. Now let's talk about that. And I learned this by doing my research. And I will give y'all more knowledge and understanding on this um, another time, but I will fill y'all in on this part. Fathers, stop blaming just the mothers. Yes, during pregnancy, she may still use and abuse drugs, but it starts from intimacy, conception. That's when it starts. Both parties plays a big part, and because they are connecting and both temples are polluted with narcotics. It can be weed, it can be alcohol, it can be cigarettes, it can be cocaine, it can be dope, it can be whatever narcotics or drugs or alcohol. You are polluting that egg. It starts from the beginning. So, fathers, you do play a big part. So, stop pointing the fingers, and I will give y'all more knowledge on that. We all have been guilty because we may had a good time when we drinking and intimacy was involved. So when conception comes and that egg is connected and conception comes, we are polluting that baby. We are damaging, we don't know, we can be damaging their brains, we can be damaging their health, the way they grow, we can be damaging everything that involves having a child. So I just wanted to give y'all that little information on that. Forgiveness, breaking the chain. My forgiveness is not excusing harm. I'm choosing freedom. For you to be free, you have to choose freedom. Forgiveness is not just for you. And I know some of y'all disagree with me because I said it before too. But Yah has spoken to me and he said, it's not just for you. It's for that individual as well. We think it's just for us, but no. If we want Yah to forgive us, how is it that we don't forgive others? We know how hard it is for us to forgive our own selves. We can ask Yah for forgiveness and turn right around and don't forgive ourselves, beat ourselves up because we can't forgive ourselves, right? So if you want forgiveness, you gotta give. That's just like your hands, your fists is balled up, right? If nothing's coming out, how can anything go in? We want, but we don't want to give. You gotta release it to receive it. So it's not just about you, it's about that individual too. And I'm not saying that you have to allow people to continue to abuse you in the same act. And I'm not saying you can't have boundaries. Let me talk to the parents. When you get yourself together and you want to go to your, and this is for any absent parent in their children's lives, and you decided to get your life together and now you want your children in your life, and you go to them for forgiveness. The years that it took you to get yourself together and the years of the trauma that has impacted your child, even as an adult. We be adults, grown folks, but still got that kid in us, right? As much time it took you to traumatize your child, you cannot expect them to have their arms open freely and wide for when your timing is right. Not saying that don't ask for forgiveness. Yes, ask for forgiveness. but don't peer pressure your child. Give them that time, give them that space. Don't push up on them. You just keep showing up with your actions and keep producing new love, producing action. Love is action. You continue to produce that, but don't fuss and fight with them and be angry because their arms not wide open from the beginning. Give them that time. I'm gonna tell y'all a story about me and my father. I would not forgive him. I thought I did. And he had asked for forgiveness on so many occasions. One day, and this was years ago before he even got married, I think, we went on a highway ride and we was talking. And I asked him, like, wow, where were you? What happened? And when he got to speaking and telling me all his things, what happened to him, really, he was locked up, this and that, he was on drugs or whatever. And I looked over to him and like, I don't care about that. I don't want to hear about that. I'm talking about me. Why wasn't you there for me? Everything he said went out the window. And my father said to me, he said, Tracy, you know that I have apologized to you over and over and over again. And I'm only telling y'all from experience. And he did. But I didn't hear those apologies. I don't know what I was looking for, but he wasn't giving me what I wanted. I couldn't hear what I wanted to hear. He said, I cannot apologize to you anymore. It's nothing else that I can say to you. And I said, I don't need your apology anyway. Because I was on a defense. I was angry. I was mad. I said, put you in your apology. I don't need it anyway. He said, it's nothing else I can do. I don't know what you want from me. Truth be told, I didn't know what I wanted either. Until I got older, what I realized that I was missing, that I wanted, was that emotional peace from him. My father's real firm and stern, and I wanted that emotional peace from him that he could not give me. He didn't have it to give. And at one time, I thought I did finally forgave him. I said, okay. But as soon as he do something to make me mad or say something about my attire, that's one thing. I'm gonna tell the truth. Just tell the truth. He will say something about my attire and it will piss me off. Because in my head, I'm saying, you missed out on that part. If you wanted to teach me how to dress as a little girl, don't try to make that up. You missed out. I'm a grown woman now. You can't tell me how to dress. So that pissed me off. And I will get angry with him. We will have it out because he's outspoken, I'm outspoken. But I would not try to, I didn't disrespect him. No. I still have respect for my father. But I thank God for our relationship. It's constantly growing. So with that being said, I realized as time went on, he couldn't say anything else to me. I had to do this on my own. He did his part. It was for me to do my part. I was blaming him for things that I chose in my life. The decisions that I made. Yeah, I could say some came from my trauma, but some came from my own action. And I would think, like, if he was here, maybe my life wouldn't be like this, or this wouldn't happen, or that would happen. Truth be told, God give us all choices, no matter what our circumstances is, and not excusing the trauma, because a lot of people do suffer from their trauma, from past trauma, from their parents or loved ones, anyone, hurt relationships, friendships. This is not about freeing your heart. not minimizing what happened. This is about freeing your heart. I ain't mean to say not, it is. It's about freeing your hearts, not minimizing what happened. Name the hurt, honestly. You cannot heal what you refuse to name. Say it plainly. That hurt me. That broke my trust. That changed me. Honestly, honest is not bitterness, it's clarity. Separate forgiveness from reconciliation. Forgiveness release resentment, reconciliation require repentance, accountability, and change. You can forgive without restoring access. And why do I say that? You do not have to allow people to have access to you. And it depends on the situation. Only you know your situation. If this person continued the same act and they ask for forgiveness and you forget them and they still doing the same thing to you, to harm, to hurt you, to traumatize you, you do not have to restore access to you. Boundaries you can set. Grieve what was lost. Sometimes your forgiving lost time, lost innocence, lost expectation, lost relationship. Grief is not weakness, it's part of healing. Release the burden of revenge. Revenge keep you emotionally tied to the pain. Forgiveness says, I will not let this wound control my future. This does not mean justice disappears. It means you step out of the role of judge. Forgive in stages. Forgiveness is rarely one moment. It often looks like forgiving today, feeling triggered tomorrow, and forgiving again. And I know we all are witness to that. That do not mean you failed. It means you are human. Speak forgiveness out loud when ready. Words have power. Stop waiting for the apology. You may never get them to fully understand the damage. Closure from someone incapable of giving it. Sometimes closure is your decision, not their response. And let me go back to the father and mother. Fathers and mothers that's on drugs or any type of drug use, alcohol use, whatever. Abandonment is abandonment. And I'm not just talking about those who are addicted to drugs or narcotics or alcohol. None of that. Because abandonment and trauma come from different situations. So we're going to talk about the mission. We're going to talk about the mission. This mission is to create a safe space for honest conversation, healing, and truth. This book is written to inspire and guide those who have faced the harsh reality of substance abuse, whether personal or through a loved one. The vision: heal people, healing people, breaking cycles, restore lives. My vision is to help individuals and families recognize that addiction does not have to define their lives. Through healing, faith, and the power of forgiveness we can rebuild broken families, restore lost connection, and create a future children are not left to suffer the consequences of parental substance abuse. Like I said, it's not only substance abuse. Some people, some children are suffering from mental abuse, physical abuse, and financial abuse. Trust me, for mothers and fathers, it's not just drugs and alcohol. I am a single mother, and I know how that feels. So it's not just behind drugs or alcohol. Some people just abandon their children due to selfishness, just thinking about themselves and their life only and what they want and how they want to live their life. My message, Saved by Grace, is where real recovery begins. By Saved by Grace, Saved by Grace speaks directly to the mothers who have struggled with addiction, drug use, including those who have used substance while pregnant. It brings awareness to the devastating effect of addiction on both the mother and the unborn child. Saved by Grace speaks directly to the fathers who have battled addiction, whether it led to absent neglect or emotional detachment from their children. This book shares light on the long-term effect and absent from fathers due to substance abuse, including emotional, I just said this, trauma, trust issues, and cycles of addiction repeating in the next generation. It offers encouragement for fathers to heal, step up, and be present in their children's lives. Saved by Grace speaks directly to children and youth who has suffered from the impact of parental substance abuse, whether growing up in unstable environment, witness drug use, or feeling abandonment. Feeling abandoned. Saved by Grace speaks directly to unborn children who have who are affected and who have been affected by drug use before birth, suffering physical, cognitive, emotional consequences. Saved by Grace speak directly to the body, brain, mind, and soul. The body, drug damage the body, leading to deterioration, health, weak immune system, organ failure, and increase of overdose and death. Let me repeat that because this is so important. Drugs damage the body, leading to deterioration health, weak immune system, organ failure, increase of overdose, and death. Another abandonment. You didn't even get a child opportunity or the adult an opportunity to build a relationship with you. And you overdose and die. Another abandonment issue that they can carry saying, I wish I could have, should have. And this is for those who need to get closure and find forgiveness and work on forgiveness. Don't have that wish I could have, should have before it's too late. While the breath is still in your lungs and you are still breathing, I encourage you to work on building your building your relationship. And children, be open. Be open to the communication. Hear them out. Believe it or not, our parents had their own trauma. It was a lot of things that they wasn't taught. Hear their story. Be open. I'm only telling you from my mistake that I had to learn from. And by the grace of Yah, I was able, my father is still here, and I'm able to hear this time. the whys. I had these conversations with my mother, so that wasn't the problem. Me and my mother had plenty of conversation, and I thought I was more harder on my father. But truth be told, I was more harder on my mother because she was present, so she felt all of wrath that I wanted to give to my father. She dealt with my behavior. She dealt with me in the streets, fighting, selling drugs, doing XYZ, partying. She felt it more than my father. And I thought I was more harder on my father, but reality, truth be told, I was more harder on my mother because she was present. So she received all of that. And I don't have no wish I could have, should have. My mother is deceased. My biological mother is deceased. But I don't have no wish I could have, should have with her. I loved on her. She loved on me even through her addiction. She loved hard. She took in a lot. Our house was the nuisance house. Even though I was the youngest one that got left behind and endured and saying a lot. And I will talk to y'all on the next on this journey. I'm going to reveal everything because people will look at me and judge me and talk about me. I hear you in the spirit. But you don't know my story. And I'm telling my story to help those who have suffered the same trauma or a different trauma. We all have a story. And I advise y'all to don't let your story die. Do not let your story go to the grave when you go. You write your own story. You pen your own paper. Get your story out there. Don't be afraid of writing your book. Your book is your life that you're going to leave for your grandchildren, grandchildren, grandchildren. Is your legacy. Do not die with your story. Only you can tell your story. It's so many stories in the graveyard. So I encourage you all to write your own story. Now let's go back to the mind. Saved by Grace speaks directly to the mind. Addiction, cloud judgment, trigger paranoia, anxiety, and depression. It make it difficult to break free from self-destructive behavior. Saved by Grace speaks directly to the brain. Substance abuse rewired the brain, creating dependency, altering decision making ability, and making it difficult to feel pleasure or happiness without drugs. Saved by Grace speaks directly to the soul. Addiction breaks the spirit, leaving individual feeling lost, hopeless, and disconnected from themselves, their family, and their faith. Saved by Grace is a reminder that no matter how deep the addiction has taken hold, there's always a way back. Healing is possible. Forgiveness is real. A new life can begin today. Until next time, this is my heart. This is my mission. This is my vision. This is my message. Real talk, real recovery, real grace. This is where healing began. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned in. I will be airing the second week of every month. I thank you all for taking time out and listen. I hope this that your healing process can begin. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. Until the next time, I love you all. Thank you all for always supporting me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good night. Love you all.